When you like have dreams where you fall or like jump, do you ever like jump in bed and like, shake yourself awake? But you're saying in this dream that didn't happen.
splat.
Wow. Just like the movie Plane. Splatted. Welcome to Was It Good, the podcast that reviews movies and TV shows. Today we're taking a look at Gerard Butler's greatest plop, Plane. I'm Ravi, joined by my two brothers,
Arjuna.
Krishna. And me, Michael, your producer.
and me, the producer. That's great. That was great. That was good.
Nailed
That was
it.
good. We did it. First time trying it.
Should we do that
Together
thing where
we
we say,
are
and
Was
we
It
are,
Good?
was it good?
No, we
Oh, I
should
love
not
that.
do
Yeah.
that.
Ready? And
We are Was It
Was
Good?
it good?
No.
Nailed it. You
know
called
who-
Plane a plop.
Plain plop.
Plain plop.
Plain plop.
Plop.
I will say, I think Christian's favorite movie theater chain, Regal, had an interesting tweet out recently, which was, what is your favorite Plane movie? And one of the options was Plane, the 2023 Gerard Butler film, and it was dead last.
I guess that's the pod.
Planes, the animated movie, was like numero uno.
Oh,
Was Top Gun
the
Maverick
spin-off?
on that list?
The spin-off franchise to Cars.
Cars, yes.
Well, is Top
right.
Gun Maverick a plane? It's not an airplane movie.
Yeah, that's
It's a-
warplanes.
It's more of a fighter jet.
Fighter
What is the
jet.
difference?
Right.
I guess I think
Yeah.
I'm assuming the prompt was for like commercial
planes.
commercial airplanes.
Right, because then wouldn't you have that Harrison Ford? Is it Air Force
Air Force
One?
One, but that's not a commercial plane. That's a private plane,
Well, military. It's still part of the Air Force, I believe, because it's Air Force One,
right?
and I believe the Air Force maintains it. so
But
it's still-
Airplane, the comedy movie, is a plane movie.
it's also true. Takes place on a plane. What about that Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner? And there's the creature on the plane.
And then the remake with Adam Scott.
Classic.
Yep, Adam Scott. Yeah. I will say the one thing that Plane did teach me was aviation stuff. For example, if you need the cabin, if you have to go up to 40,000 feet, the cabin has to be pressurized. And Gerard Butler said, to the guy on the phone thingy, fuck you, find me a place to land. And they happened to find a place 50 miles away from their actual location.
I will say I was going along the same lines of what did we learn about planes. I had no idea that the pilots were they had so little control over their flight path. Like they had to rely on this guy who works for the company to like save them miles and gas. Like I was surprised that they have so little initiative. Basically, that was surprising for Plane.
And I think it actually leads perfectly into like one word impressions, and I'm gonna steal this before anybody else can take it.
Damn it!
Aviation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
that wasn't mine.
because even though this was a interesting film, it was fascinating to kind of see even though it's glamorized because it's a Hollywood film, but like it was fascinating to see, like Christian said, like the flight path that you need to take, how the plane industry works, how you've got this corporate. It wasn't really a douchebag. I guess the CEO ended up being kind of like the villain, if you will, of the.
I thought Mr.
Did he?
Pantene was the villain.
Which one's he?
Mr.
Pantene. Yeah. His hair was beautiful.
Man. If Head and Shoulders could be one word, that would have been it for that guy.
That guy was. It was
Mr.
Datu, right?
I call him Mr.
Yeah.
Pantene.
Mr. Pantene. I think it was Datu, but
Yeah,
but that was yeah. So aviation. I learned a little bit about how the aviation world works, and it's all cost analysis.
Do you want to be a pilot now?
No, and I do have a flight coming up, and I am somewhat nervous.
Well, hopefully Gerard Butler's your pilot.
Yeah.
I hope.
Gerard Butler is the pilot you want.
I
in
mean,
that
yeah,
situation.
definitely.
He can
Clearly.
he can land anywhere. He can take off from anywhere, and then he can land anywhere again.
Oh my God.
Real quick, so Gerard Butler and his co-pilot, obviously they know their shit when it comes to aviation and takeoff and all that stuff. But did anyone feel like the electrical engineering aspect of like knowing how to reroute power like, is that common knowledge for pilots, or
It is for these pilots. In particular.
That's a great question. I'd love to know how accurate
Right.
that aspect, that element of the movie was, because I was wondering that too. I'm like, these guys know a lot about plane electronics and not IT is not the right word, obviously, but yeah, the engineering.
But
I guess.
think about like Star Trek, right? Think about the captains,
Job.
Captains generally don't know much about engineering, right? They have an engineering officer, they have a whole engineering team that takes care of that stuff, and they're like there to run the ship and,
Did you just compare flying an airliner to Starship Enterprise?
Correct.
I love
you
it.
did.
I love
just
it.
saying,
I think though that they don't have an engineer on board typically, or the engineer is the co-pilot. I think pilots know about that. That looked arcane. I wasn't sure. Were they still using like tubes to transfer electricity?
There was a throwaway line at the beginning of the movie, right, where it's considered an older plane, and then he's like, "This plane is indestructible. It can't go down." I mean, he was right about it being indestructible.
It got hit with bullets and crashed.
Yeah. So basically, what we're saying is Plane is the greatest movie of all time, is what I'm hearing.
We'll see. We'll get there eventually.
Junior, your one-word impression?
Mine's going to be plane, but it's
God
not,
damn it.
But it's not like plane as in plane. It's plane as in plain. And I use the word plane because, and I talked to our producer Michael about this in our car ride there, and we were just like, what are we getting ourselves into? And I think we both came to the conclusion that if this was like a plain vanilla movie, it would be good for us, right? Like that's all we wanted. We weren't very low expectations. We're just like, all right, like we're doing this for the good of the pod. We're doing this for Ravi's weird obsession with Gerard Butler.
Wait, hold on.
The only reason.
On. Do not throw me into like the reasoning as to why we suffered through this.
This is
it
your
is,
fault.
though.
This is 100% your fault.
But
if you didn't have your Gerard Butler fetish,
yes,
we would never have seen this movie.
correct.
We never would have done a
Don't
pod
call
on
it a fetish.
100%.
I'm a stan. It's a stan, not a fetish.
You're a stan fetisher.
Oh my god.
But we were just. But the conclusion was, if this is a plain, whatever movie, it'll be fine.
a win.
And that is not what we got for this movie. It was not plain. It was.
It was far past that.
in one direction or another.
Straight face. You can't even do the bit right, Christian. It was. It was the mint chocolate chip ice cream of movies.
I love mint chocolate chip, by the way.
Absolutely terrible.
Wait.
An abomination should not exist.
Wow.
But that's not what plain is. Plain would be like vanilla.
That's what I'm saying. This was not plain.
Gotcha.
This was worse than plain.
This
I
mint
wanted
chocolate
plain to be plain.
Right. But
And
you
it
got
was
mint
not.
chocolate chip.
It was a
Gotcha.
disaster.
Okay.
I would rather have watched probably anything.
What really? Triple Frontier? Would you rather watch Triple Frontier?
100%.
Would you rather have eaten chocolate mint ice cream or whatever?
Probably.
then
At
it's
least
not-
it would have been like a 5-minute thing, and then it wouldn't have been. I checked my watch 3 times during this movie.
So Arjuna's worst day would be you wake up and you're forced to watch Bad Batch season 2 episode 5. For lunch, you're given mint chocolate chip ice cream, and then
don't spoil it for our audience.
Then you're shoved into a theater to watch Plane.
Yeah.
That's Arjuna's worst day.
2 out of 3 of those things have happened this month.
Ooh.
You had mint chocolate ice cream.
Nice. Good save. Good save.
Oh man, Chrissy, your one-word impression.
Okay, I have to do it. It's going to be plain, but the other plane. P-L-A-N-E. And here's why. There's a very specific reason. Because Plane might be the most perfect movie to watch on a plane.
So actually, can I give you a fun fact about watching plane movies on planes?
Freaks you out.
No, so
Yeah.
they're heavily edited so that any kind of disaster with a plane crashing is removed from the movie. There was a recent film. Oh fuck, what was it? I think it was a Spider-Man or something. Some Marvel movie that I was watching, and there's a no, it was Batman. It was Batman.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. The opening scene where they're on a plane, it's crashing. That's completely removed.
Oh, but Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. That's completely removed from the movie.
Rises, yeah.
So Krishna's right because they would have to have cut out a bunch of
They
this
would just
movie.
be on the
So this
island.
would be like
Right.
super short.
Yeah.
And then it would become a perfect movie, maybe.
So wait, we're removing the plane crash or landing. You think
Which
would make
one?
the movie better?
Well, it's just
No.
them on an island. It's called What's
island.
his name? What's his
It's called
captain's name
Lost.
again?
Oh,
In the movie? What is Gerard Butler's character's name in the movie? Can anyone
Gerard
remember?
Butler.
Stewart. I don't know.
Steve.
We could look
No,
it up.
we
but
could
it's
easily
less
look-
fun.
Yeah, stall for time, stall for
I
time.
kind of don't want to look it up. I just want to call him Gerard.
No, it was
Brody.
Brody.
It's Captain Torrance.
Captain
But
Torrance.
his first name's Brody.
name's Captain Torrance Brody.
Brody
Oh, my
Torrance.
goodness. What a interesting
Brody's better.
cast.
Oh, man.
Good
Yeah.
lord. Anyway, perfect plane movie. It is not, I guess. But I'm still going with plane because there was a plane in it.
So our one-word sentence is plane, aviation plane.
Or plane aviation.
plane, aviation.
It's like Dance Dance Revolution.
Plane, aviation.
I mean, there's a game where you land planes.
Oh, yeah, there's a flight simulator.
Flight simulator.
Yeah.
And then I think there's like 34 of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Didn't Uncle Gary on their computer
I think you
have
it,
like
yeah.
the fighter pilot
Right.
flight simulator?
Well,
I remember
somebody made a mod where you could fly around a Pelican from Halo.
that. Oh, yeah.
And you can fly this thing around. It's actually
Does it
pretty
play the song like do 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 do? Oh, that's
Ooh,
the-
yeah.
cool. I mean, you could play it in like
I
the
want to play
background
Halo.
on Spotify. So
You promised Halo during New Year's, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, that's a good point. You did
that's
promise
true. I did promise, but then I played Halo 5 Guardians, and
You were like,
my
I
love
hate
for the
Halo.
franchise just kind of
We could have played Halo 3. Halo 3 is great.
Halo 2 is great.
Halo 2
Halo
and
2
3
is
are
great.
some of the best video games ever.
This is very true.
Well,
I mean, they are. At least
Wait. I'm
Rank
sorry.
the Halo
Christians,
games.
You don't like any of the Halos?
no, they're good.
Okay.
But some of the best video games ever.
Halo
I
2
mean, Halo 2
Halo
is
2, Halo 2 and 3
groundbreaking game.
really like push first-person shooters
Yeah,
like,
big time.
as much as GoldenEye did.
Yeah. Without them, we
Whoa.
wouldn't get like modern day.
As much as GoldenEye?
Well, I mean on the similarly.
Wait,
They were pretty influential.
Wait. What's
pretty influential?
What
I
is
would say.
Christian? What is a video game that is like
Chivalry
groundbreaking?
for Krishna?
That's groundbreaking. That's first person.
Oh, I don't do first person
Oh well,
games.
then
Like
you're.
that's why I push back. I'm like some of the best ever made. The whole first person genre, in my opinion, is very overrated. But that's that's my opinion, and I know it's an unpopular one, but it's the way I feel.
Krishna's more of a second-person guy.
Yeah, exactly. I want to control you.
Speaking of that, let's do our Junior's DVD chapter listing for playing.
Damn it!
DVD
And I think we all know what voice Christian has.
I
to
can't
do.
do it.
You're gonna do Luke Cage.
Oh wait, what?
That would just be a normal voice.
he
That-
should do
Yeah,
Leonidas
yeah.
from 300.
Oh yeah. There we go. Do the DVD chapter listing and Leonidas from 300.
Gerard Butler's.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be wrong, but here we go. Arjuna's DVD chapter listing for plane. I won't be home for supper. Geostorm at night. Cooper, what are you doing? Docking.
That's good. Wait, should we take that scene and add the interstellar music?
Oh yeah, it's got to be done.
Docking.
Clocking some overtime. Mr. Pantene captures some unwilling models.
He had the camera. He's taking their photos.
Jesus.
Getting them ready.
Oh boy.
He wanted iPads.
It was very similar to a lot of casting calls I've been in.
Oh boy.
You're sent to an island.
Oh my god.
Name and country.
The non-military captain leads. Fire, fire, bang, bang. That guy from 6 Days in this? Oh yeah. Drucker. I thought the exact same thing as soon as
He
I
looked
saw
the
him.
same.
He has an
He-
age.
He's
he
the
is.
clone. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking clone.
He was amazing, yeah. Okay. Duffel bag money is the best money. Mr. Pantene's last commercial.
Get it? Commercial flight?
Yeah, last one.
Yep.
They landed again. Oh man, Arjuna, I'm gonna rate this one. Juna, 11 out of 10. I'm gonna give myself a 1 out of 10 because
I
I can't think of what the 300 voice is for some reason.
Sparta.
Yeah, it's just yelling.
Yeah.
No, I think that both were very, very well done.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is
Fire,
man.
fire, bang, bang.
no, Mr. Pantine's last
Yeah,
commercial.
that was a good one. The Interstellar reference was great. But Mr. Pantine's last commercial is the winner.
That's definitely the winner.
That one took me a minute, but I was like, how do I? Oh, it just came.
But seriously, his hair was just so perfect. Like,
It was great.
Yeah, it was
greatest.
distracting. It took me out of the movie.
Yeah.
At one point, I turned to who I was with, and I was just like, Mr. Head and Shoulders over here, stealing the limelight.
Now he's just shoulders.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I love bad action movies, and that whole scene there when you're cutting from Gerard Butler's eyes, like close up in his eyes, to Mr. Pantine's eyes, back and forth, and then you just see the wheels. Check this guy out. If we were in a packed theater, that would have been where everyone cheered because it was so ridiculous.
We weren't in a packed theater.
They did cheer.
Did they cheer?
There were people cheering at certain parts.
I blocked it out.
and that made it all the more like cringy, I think, because like we're just sitting there basically just trying to bide our time of like, when do we leave?
You're trying to get
Can we
out.
leave? Will this be done soon?
We're looking forward to dinner afterwards.
Yeah, and you have people like clapping and cheering and
So I was on the end, and there's a guy to my left who's like 4 or 5 seats down. And about probably once they land on the island, this guy went to the edge of his seat and was just like intently into this movie. He was all the way in. Like, this was an emotional roller coaster for this individual.
Wow. So this is like Interstellar. This is like how I react to Interstellar. This is how he was reacting to Plane.
This is like when I saw Infinity War. I think you guys were with me.
Oh yeah.
And the guy to my right, when Red Skull comes out, just freaks out. It's like, that fucking Red Skull!
yeah. No, the best part in that same movie when Black Panther like disappears into dust, he was like, no.
Yeah, he's like, no.
The same guy.
I mean,
it's like what the.
I think it's good, right? That somebody at least enjoyed
You want
this
investment.
movie. Like, but I guess the big question is like, when you look at most movies, you have a general idea of like who the movie is made for, or what the movie is made for. Like we were talking about like The Whale just before this. That's obviously a movie that was primarily made for Oscar nominations and awards and all that fun stuff. You look at all the Marvel movies; they're big money making blockbuster things. When you look at Plane, the question is, why? And who?
So Gerard Butler, if you look at his filmography, is making his way to being captain of all different types of vessels and ships, right? So in Hunter Killer, he is the captain of a submarine. In Plane, he is the captain of an airplane. In Geostorm, he is the captain of environment.
No, Space Station.
Yeah, the space station environment thing. I couldn't actually remember the plot, so that's why I said environment.
Geostorm is his best one.
At 300, he's a captain of an army.
Yes. So he just wants to be, the man just wants to be a captain.
So it's basically the movie is made as a art piece for Gerard Butler.
It's like Thanos collecting Infinity Stones for his gauntlet.
Right.
Gerard Butler is simply just collecting his captain's badges.
When you think of Gerard Butler, you think of Captain. That's his goal.
Captain Butler. He wants to be Captain Butler. That's what he wants to be. Even in the White House Down movies, he is the captain of the Secret Service.
Well, he's like
He's the captain.
director or
He's the
lead.
captain. Look at me.
Lead agent.
He is the captain now.
He's lead agent.
When you ask who the movie is made for, so when I went to go see this movie, for the first like 10 minutes, our theater was completely empty. After the movie, like the credits started rolling, theater was completely empty. So I'm like, oh, we got like a private screening. And then 4 other people showed up, and not a single one of them was younger than 60 years old.
Were they all together? Were they like a group?
No.
Oh,
it was
separate.
two. It was a couple, and then 2 guys by themselves, and all 4 of them were at least like 60.
So I think this movie then, I think it makes sense. This movie is made for individuals that really enjoy the 90s action, like the cliche 90s action film where very silly story and plot, and subpar action.
But did it even do that well?
No, this is
Absolutely
why
not.
this is
Done
a good
well.
movie for whomever.
No, but I mean, did it even do the 90s tropes well?
Yes. No, it
Well-
did them all.
yes.
It did do them all, but were they done well?
No.
No, because
saw
90s tropes are bad in general. Like you can't.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a good 90s
90s
trope.
trope.
I think it's you make fun of the 90s trope.
Yeah.
And if you do that well, but this movie wasn't trying to make fun. Like it took itself very serious in certain parts, and it was
Yeah, and it shouldn't have. It should have leaned more into the ridiculousness of it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the movie becomes infinitely more entertaining. I don't know about infinitely. Becomes much more entertaining if it doesn't take itself seriously and it leads into going as ridiculous as possible. Like there are some moments where it went ridiculous, but there's only like 2 of those moments the entire time, right? Like when Mike Coulter's character is like picking up the sledgehammer and just bashing people. I like laughed as soon as he picked that up. I laughed because I was like, "Oh, here we go," you know. And even that was like too subtle. Like they should have just made that as ridiculous as possible, like heads exploding or something.
I laughed when the captain of the mercenary group saw Mike Coulter's character take the duffel bag and was shocked. It was like, you took this money that we left out and we're going to abandon anyway. My God.
Yeah.
goodness. What did they call that money bag again? There was a
It was like the emergency
ransom money.
fund?
They're like, this will be enough to get like a couple of, or 1 or 2
Or
of
like
us,
one
off.
person off the
it was
island.
like no, it was like the go bag or the drop bag or something.
Something like
I don't know.
I thought it was like the emergency fund or something fund.
Well, a go bag is a thing that they would have,
Right.
but it would have like everything they'd need. I don't know if the money specifically would be a go bag, but that's a term that should be used probably. That they might try to use for that in this movie.
Gotcha.
Interesting mercenary group.
Speaking of the mercenary group, I would say that's probably like moving into like favorite parts of this film, or if there was anything good or anything you liked about it. I would say I really enjoyed the fact that this movie really lent into the idea of Halo and Spartans. A unit of 4 just coming in and able to destroy everything, and just get a single one person got a little wound.
One of them got wounded, right?
Right.
But that was it.
That was it. Yep, that was great.
So, I mean, allegedly, there are groups that exist like that. I don't know if it's as effective as that, but at least the rumor around those groups is that they are that effective, like with the right gear and training, and they're all like ex-military, that they can, a small group can overcome like large, undisciplined, untrained forces or whatever.
Right.
They should have just brought in Triple Frontier, like that whole crew.
Didn't
That
they?
should have just been
that
the
would've been
that
great.
was the crossover opportunity they missed.
Didn't they say an entire army refused to go there because they just got their butts kicked?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
But
true.
these, but these men
I think
are
that's supposed to show how
red-blooded
bad that army is.
Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is, if you couldn't tell, very pro-American movie.
And very anti-British movie, because the movie starts out with, "What are you? Oh, I'm Scottish, not
Oh yeah,
British or whatever."
Yep.
So
I
Even
think
though
he
he
even
trained
says-
in the Royal Air
Air
Force.
Force, yes.
Yeah, the RAF, whatever.
Yep.
yeah. It's interesting. I also did find it funny that everyone just kept taking orders from our captain, like
Flight captain.
Mike Coulter. Military training, like knows what he's doing. Gerard Butler is leading. Mercenary group comes in.
Yeah.
The leader.
What do we
turns
do,
to him and says,
Captain?
What do we do, Captain?
Yeah. It's like, what? You're in charge of getting them out. What do you mean?
What do we do next? You're a
What are your
commercial
orders?
pilot. What do we do next?
Yeah. And then it was. Yeah, you're right. That like took me out of it like immediately. I was like, why is there a captain of the mercenary group? And then the best part is that after it's all done, all of them, even the mercenary group, were like,
You saved us.
"You are a hero and you're a hell of a pilot."
Does Gerard Butler
okay.
only agree to be in movies where he is like universally, unequivocally praised and beloved? Like there's no flaw to his character. Like literally no flaw, right? You would like he has the daughter and you're like, where's the mom? Maybe he's divorced. Like, no, she died 3 years ago. So it like excuses the weird flirting that he has with
the flight
the
attendant?
flight attendants at the beginning of the movie because it's like she died 3 years ago. Enough time has passed. He's trying to move on. It's like, where like maybe the original script was like he was divorced. He's like, nope. dead wife.
Yeah, gotta kill her.
You know,
Yeah.
oh, you're a commercial captain. Like Mike Coulter's character's going to take over. The mercenary's like, nope, I will take over.
I'm the captain.
I am the captain.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think you said it after you saw the movie, Arjun. You were like, this movie was definitely made because somebody wanted to put Gerard Butler in there, and like on a budget of $50 million, I would imagine he got most of that $50 million.
He got 49.
And because, like, you know,
Go on, you didn't like the CG, Rafi?
there were some parts where they're in the cockpit, and you can see that they had like done a poor job of
the
chroma
feathering,
keying
yeah.
out the green screen that's obviously around the cockpit and everything. Like it's
Wait, you're
fuzzy,
saying you saw
whatever.
green screen?
No, but you can see like the weird when you cut a person out or like remove the background.
Edge blooming.
The edge trimming and everything.
Oh
wasn't
my God,
done
that's
well,
amazing.
and it looked like really bad. So
Or even just the
Is it sad? It makes me like it. It makes me like the movie just a little bit more. That the fact that they have really bad, what is it, rotoscoping or whatever.
or
Like
yeah,
the
chroma
fact
key, yeah.
the fact that a bad movie is so bad they didn't even bother to try making it look decent. That's like next level.
I mean, so we also looked at like the history of this movie. So it's distributed by Lionsgate, and they originally had the script or whatever for this back in 2016. They sold it off with a bunch of other properties in like 2018, and then in 2019 they bought it back because they wanted to make.
They believed so much in this. Is Gerard Butler a Lionsgate guy? Like, do all his,
I
is
don't know.
that his
I
distribution? I'm
think
gonna look it up.
he
That
might
sounds-
be. I think.
Because I think Olympus Has Fallen is Lionsgate too. So
Let's see what Geostorm is.
probably Lionsgate.
For those of you listening, we're looking up how often Gerard Butler has worked for Lionsgate, the
And our
film
guess
distribution
is it's
company.
all of them.
Oh yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Do we know if
Well,
he's the?
It's not that important, but
It's the most. I mean, this is a pod about plane.
I am playing.
also no. Geostorm was just Warner Brothers Pictures, Skydance, Electric Entertainment, Rat Pack Dune. Yes, no Lionsgate for Geostorm. So debunked.
I love, that's the one movie.
Yeah, that's the only one I looked up. So
Well, Geostorm I think is his highest. No, okay, I don't know if that's true.
Geostorm is his best movie.
300.
No, his best
Geostorm's
movie-
better.
No. Greenland is his best movie.
No,
Because it's so good. You know, there's a sequel
No.
to it being written
To what? Greenland?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, there is.
it's
isn't
coming
there?
out this year or next year?
next year, supposedly.
I think there's a trailer, right? Wasn't there a trailer for it?
No. It's still in pre-production.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right,
Rebuilding the Earth.
Angel Has Fallen was Lionsgate.
Oh,
So
there you go.
the whole.
So he does a
Olympus Has
lot of
Fallen stuff
Lionsgate.
is Lionsgate.
Is the whole Fallen trilogy
I
Lionsgate?
believe so. Yeah.
That would make sense because you wouldn't switch it necessarily.
Well,
Did you guys have anything you liked about the film besides the end and when you could leave?
I liked the ridiculousness of it. You know, I was like, the only way this can end is if Gerard Butler flies this plane that has crashed off the island, and they did it. Like halfway through, I'm like, there's only one way this movie should end because it's so bad. You might as well just go. You know, so I like that they didn't. At least the ending, they tried to make the best climax possible because, in my mind, with how everything had gone, that had been the only way it could end, and that's how they did it. So I enjoyed that, like last scene, Pantine's head getting decapitated by plane wheel.
Plane wheel.
Yeah, it's just the ridiculousness of it. I was like, okay,
Plane.
you might as well go all out, and they did.
Yeah, I would say my favorite is the promise of a sequel.
Wait, there's no promise.
I mean, if it made $500 million, I'm sure there would be.
There's no way.
This is my official campaign to make Plane the most profitable movie of 2023, and for there to
It
be a
won't
sequel,
be.
so we
I mean-
can all suffer again.
Spoilers, but the plane does survive.
Wrong.
It's the last shot of the movie.
Wrong.
It's that beautiful plane shot.
My favorite part of the movie was the very beginning of the movie when he tells his daughter, "I'm going to be home in time,"
and
I was just like, "Well, this movie's done. It's good. This movie stinks already."
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was
It's a great experience. It reminded me that Gerard Butler should stick to animated dragon movies, in particular.
Wait, he does animated dragon movies?
He's the dad in How to Train Your Dragon.
Which could arguably be his best movie.
I think it's I think they probably are.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is in
I don't think I ever saw
contention?
How to Train Your
300.
Dragon.
300 for sure.
300 probably is one of his best.
I mean, that was
Or
his
his
breakout
commercials.
role.
last live action role.
Hmm.
He should
Yeah.
go back into rom-coms. That's my take.
Should
Oh
he?
yeah, he did do a bunch, right? What was it? 50 First Dates? No, that's not.
That's Adam Sandler.
him. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Close. You know, I get those
Adam
confused all the time.
Sandler, Gerard Butler. I mean, they both have beards now.
Same guy. Same
Yes.
guy.
White guys
Same
with
career.
beards.
No. Along Came Polly. That's Gerard Butler, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's Ben Stiller. I think.
Damn it! You know, I'm getting closer.
I gotta look it up, honestly, but
No, you're probably right.
So wait, do you guys think that the greatness of Gerard Butler is over? Or should I no longer be a Gerard Butler stan? Or is he cooked? Is
What was
he done?
his last movie? What was his last good movie? What was
Greenland.
the last movie?
I really like Greenland.
That movie came out 3 years ago,
Right.
and he's had like 4 movies in between that. So you hated all of them. So he is 1 for 5.
No,
That's a 200 batting average. You
I
get put down to the minor leagues.
He's-
That type.
he's basically Star Wars.
Ooh, yeah.
Damn. So if these are his last 5 movies:
Cop
Or
Shop was good.
Plane, Last Seen Alive, Cop Shop, Greenland, and Angel Has Fallen.
So Angel Has Fallen, I liked. Greenland, I liked. Cop Shop, I liked. Last Seen Alive,
What?
I've not seen. But I will probably go see that. Oh, like this one, Last Seen Alive, is like peak classic Gerard Butler, where it's him versus law enforcement. This is about his ex-wife vanishing, and he then has to dive into a criminal organization in his town and take down all the bad guys. Like that's peak Gerard Butler.
Is
so.
Gerard Butler the new Steven Seagal?
No, because Steven Seagal turned out to be a dick.
It would not surprise me if Gerard Butler was
Yeah.
a dick.
No, he can't be. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask you this, because I haven't seen any Steven Seagal movies. Are there any entertaining Steven Seagal movies?
In
I assume
Under
there are.
Under Siege was
Is it okay?
considered good in my time, but it's also very classic '90s, very not gonna hold up if you watch it today type of thing. I think so.
Totally.
I don't know. It does
Yeah. 'Cause-
strike me, and they get
Say-
worse and worse as he gets older. The action
Because
ones.
say what you will about Gerard Butler, he at least has like entertaining movies. You know, they might mostly be bad or not great, but you'll have a great time watching some of them. And I don't know, like I'm just wondering if that's the same for Mr. Seagal.
I will say that. So what's interesting is Gerard Butler's last 5 movies, he has been a producer on all 5 movies,
That's
which means
good.
he's giving himself a job.
There's no. I mean, that's common practice in Hollywood because you can double dip and make more money off of it.
That's true, but like he's also a producer on these like shitty movies, which means
He believes in the projects. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
He bets on himself.
Yeah, exactly. You got to bat like your number one fan should always be yourself. So if you're not your own fan, nobody else will be, and that's why I'm a Gerard Butler fan.
because no one else is a Gerard Butler.
Because no one else will be.
That's not true. There's a group of us. We're called Butlers.
Literally
There
dozens
are
and
dozens.
dozens of you.
There are singular digits
We are
of you.
everywhere.
Make a Facebook group. See how many people join.
I'm sure there's
so
already
we-
like hundreds, thousands of Facebook groups for
Oh,
Gerard
boy.
Butler.
I don't know if that's true.
Thousands.
Maybe
telling you.
dozens.
Maybe
and
one.
even that might be pushing it.
It didn't
We gotta go around and ask everyone real quick, like, what is your favorite Gerard Butler movie? Just off the top of your head.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Nice. I would say Geostorm for me.
I'm going to go with Law Abiding Citizen.
No 300
Ooh.
Yeah.
for anyone here.
300
Yeah,
is
no, I
good,
mean,
but it's
yeah.
also
It's old. And,
it's old. Yeah. There's
You
been
know,
better things.
it's just if you go back and watch it, it's just kind of a blah movie. You know, I don't know.
First IMAX movie we ever saw.
So the biggest surprise I think is that Plane has a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes, 4 points behind, 4 points behind Avatar
Yeah.
2 with a 77%.
Yeah,
Basically the same movie, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, water, planes.
Both
Just
took
goes
like
to
5 years to make.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
They had to get
Just
the
goes to
technology
show
right
you
for the plane.
how ridiculous Rotten Tomatoes is. And I think we've known this for a while, right? Like with the whole Rotten Tomato scores around Marvel movies and DC movies and, who buys out what reviews. I think we've known for a while that it's a complete sham. And as our producer said off camera, it is in no way, shape, or form a good indicator of quality.
Well,
which
and
I think most of us will agree.
it also every review site reviews things differently, right? Some do like a thumbs up or thumbs down. Some do like out of 10, and so it takes the aggregate of that. So like, if someone gives a movie a 6, that's
good, right?
That's a positive. That's like a thumbs
fresh.
up, essentially. That's a fresh.
Right.
That's how they get the percentage. Essentially, like Rotten Tomatoes aggregates all of those scores to basically thumbs up, thumbs down. So like, even if it's a pretty negative review, if it's still somewhat more positive, it's still considered like a thumbs up.
Right, and here's a really good example. Like I was reading through some of the top lines of these reviews, and this is a positive review. The highest compliment I can pay the new Gerard Butler action film is that it lives up to the conceptual purity of its title.
So like, what does that mean? You know?
It means that it's about a plane.
Yeah. And that's the
And
other
in
thing. Like,
that-
not all movies are created equally, right? Like, there are
Right.
movies that are created to invoke. There's like Oscar bait, right? There are Marvel movies. There are big IP movies. There are big sequels. There are little movies. There are medium-sized movies.
I'm
There are
sorry, is
movies-
this the Three Little Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This bed is too hard. But right there, I mean, not all movies are created equally, and Rotten Tomatoes of like just trying to put them all on the same plane is just a failure.
So why then do people still like? We know that this is all this is all public knowledge. It's not like some big dark secret of Rotten Tomatoes. It's why do people then I guess still use that as a means to like decide what they're gonna go see?
I think
Simple.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say straight up laziness. It's like you want. No, I'm serious. Like if people, you're bombarded with so much information today. You have so many options. You want a quick, easy metric. Do I spend my time and money to go see this movie? And Rotten Tomatoes, unfortunately, is the most well-known place to go to get a very quick snapshot of is it worth my time to invest time and energy and money into this movie? And it's just and that's just the way it is. Like you got to make a quick decision sometimes, and it's like okay, boom, there's the metric.
Right. It used to be like you would read your favorite film critic, right?
In
Like
the newspaper.
Roger Ebert, for example, right? It was a hugely popular, right? People really relied on him and would read his movie reviews, and that would be that it wouldn't necessarily determine always, but like it would help people where it's like, I don't know what this movie is about. Like this guy can at least explain what it is to me. But now people have gotten lazy, right? They don't want to read a full review. They don't want to necessarily do the research, or there's not enough, because there is only so much time and so much money you can spend on seeing movies, right? You have to make a decision. So, like Christian said, it's that metric that's easier. I do feel like people are moving away from Rotten Tomatoes, though, in terms of just like I think people still use it, but I still think that's now being translated to like social media in terms of like. Is this movie trending? Is it cool? Does it have a cool TikTok thing? I think Megan is a good example, right? In terms of that's a movie that like really took off on TikTok, like the little dance that she has in the trailer, some of the ridiculousness and the kitschiness of it all. Like people are still going to see that movie because it's like popular and trending, right? And I don't know if Plane has that type of real estate where it's like I'm flying a plane on TikTok type of thing, but. I do feel like Rotten Tomatoes is starting to go already. I don't think it's as popular as it was like a few years ago.
Right.
Because I do think people like see through the number now and they're just like, it's kind of going back to like, instead of the stuffy film critic, what is like the young, trendy kid that I follow like saying about this thing, you know? Or like peer, right?
Interesting. So you're saying there's a dark future, I feel like, where movies start paying influencers.
That's
Maybe
already
that's
happening.
probably
Yeah,
already
that,
happening.
yeah,
It's
that's,
already
that's
happening.
definitely happening.
If you get
So
to
it's-
if you go to an AMC theater and you get there early enough, Maria Menounos still does Nuvi, right? All
Yes,
the free
she
stuff.
does. Yeah.
But
She does that
now-
at Regal too, which is weird.
But now what Nuvi is doing is they're doing interviews. She's doing interviews with influencers and being like, talk to me about this. Like they have like a quit. Like the one I saw yesterday, I saw a movie yesterday. And I think the one I saw or 2 days ago was she was asking an influencer to name like what sport each of these sport movies were about, right? And this guy like probably born in 2000, 2001. So like Bend It Like Beckham came up and he was like, no idea. You
What?
know? And so it's just like it's just interesting, right? And so you're already starting to see that stuff.
But I mean, again, that's not a bad thing because movies at the end of the day, they're products. There's something to sell.
Yeah.
You want seats and butts.
Yeah.
Butts and seats. Seats
That's
and
the
butts.
fourth time
You
you
want
said that this year.
in the butts.
It's the fourth time this year you said it. This is your phrase for 2023. Don't
That's
deny
fine.
it.
That's fine. We don't have to keep highlighting that fact.
Can we make
Oh,
a
I'm going to.
supercut? Christian, you have the supercut already in your folder?
Oh, yeah. It's I got the episodes marked. Don't
He
worry.
doesn't.
I don't.
Damn it.
But products, right, have always, especially the idea of the internet, the idea of influencers, products have always been something where a massive company will be like, you get such and such product, we'll give you such and such money, give it a review, get the product out there, etc. It is fascinating and quite interesting now that, yeah, you are seeing it a lot more with influencers and movies and everything. The one thing, though, I think that the three of us, you know, that we can all agree on is if a big studio came in here and gave us a wad of cash, our views and opinions would be hella biased.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
I'll take the
greatest
cash.
movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I
Yeah.
don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yep.
It is a yes for me.
Yes, every time. Every time. There would never be any arguments on anything. It would just be
Integrity
the most
what?
positive. Yeah, out the door.
Yeah, give me that dollar. Give me those dollars.
I go buy that. I go buy the McDonald's.
Sponsored by Burger King.
we have a very expensive lifestyle. McDonald's breakfast, I believe, is on the way.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how expensive McDonald's breakfast is now?
When you're getting it delivered, yeah.
$13.
They have cheese Danish now.
Did you get
What?
some?
You'll
Oh
find
my
out.
god.
Ooh, can I have a bite if you did?
Can we transition from Was It Good to food review?
Was it food?
No, because I don't want to get overweight.
You know, just embrace it. You know.
But then we transition to weight
gotta
loss.
die
We transition
someday.
to fitness. Like it's a whole cycle, right?
Right.
We eat the
Oh.
food and then we get a little too heavy and then we're like, okay, now we need to get back into shape and get
Then we
healthy.
start
And then
reviewing
we do,
fitness
we do
workout
fitness,
programs.
and then
We should stop.
do the
We
whole
should
thing.
stop saying things like some people will look at us and be like, "Oh, you guys are already heavy."
Oh wow. Who would say that? Who?
I don't know.
No one.
The internet.
That's fine.
The internet is a cruel place.
That's fine. Dragon Ball Super, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Or show, whatever. All right, I think we've bashed on the movie enough.
Bashed. Well, you guys will be shocked
I
by
think
my
we've been-
answer.
I mean, you guys are gonna be shocked by mine. I'm pretty sure.
You don't even.
I have to.
No, you
I
don't.
I am an honorable individual when it comes to the review process, and I am always fair when it comes to this
sure.
part. So,
You're okay.
who wants to go first to ask the question?
I'll go first.
Well, here we go.
Krishna. No, Arjuna was plain good.
No, it wasn't good. I never want to see.
Wait, really?
No.
Okay.
No, honestly, it was so bad. I have real hesitation ever seeing a live action Gerard Butler movie ever.
Whoa. Okay, if
Like-
Greenland the sequel comes out, you're not gonna go see that?
Again. It's going to take a lot of convincing. It's going to take a lot of convincing.
When have I ever been wrong about a Gerard Butler film?
Almost every time.
That's not true. Geostorm was fantastic.
No, it wasn't.
It was a fun. We got remember we went.
Geostorm was so much
We
fun.
went on my birthday. We got
It was
sushi.
fun. It
was
wasn't a good
fun.
movie,
It was a fun time.
It was a fun experience, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
it was a good movie.
Didn't we see it?
I would
Arclight
agree with
too?
that.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah. R.I.P. Arclight.
Though I will say this, Geostorm is a good movie because it was entertaining.
Boom.
But Plane was bad. It wasn't even Plane. Wasn't even Plane. Plane wasn't Plane.
It was mint chocolate chip.
It was
Wow.
a disaster. Ravi,
Hello.
was Plane good?
No.
No, it was not good.
Thank fucking God.
I was really nervous.
I was like, Jesus
Even though I'm a
Christ.
Gerard Butler stan, and even though I got good Gerard Butler doing the things that Gerard Butler does well, the story, the general plot, just everything combined together just makes it a very terrible film. And like Arjuna, I checked my phone I think twice just to figure out when I could leave.
It was bad.
It was
just-
really
it
bad.
was bad.
Yeah. My expectations were low, but it somehow beat even that.
Same.
so.
But like it wasn't. I didn't want anything special. I just wanted like a
Good action
standard
movie.
movie, and you didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Maybe our expectations were too high then, I guess.
I
don't know how
I don't
much
think they
lower-
could have been lower. I
Yeah.
really don't think so.
I don't think you can get them low enough for this.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
You're right. I think that
This
nail in
is-
the head. The basement isn't low enough.
You got to be
To
under the
appreciate
ground. You got
this
to be
movie.
dead.
You got to be those guys in that movie Core or whatever.
Core?
Core.
The one,
The
when
core,
they go to
right?
the core of the.
Oh, I love that.
With,
movie.
yeah, it's great.
That's a good movie.
That's,
Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart's
Aaron
in it.
Eckhart and oh man,
I want to rewatch that
that's
movie.
2000 early 2000s.
2000, like 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Classic.
man.
That movie scared me.
It's a scary idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably was
Oh,
too young.
going
to
onto
watch
the
it.
earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krishna. Thank you for your time.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
No.
This was
Christian,
another scary one.
Was Plane 2023 the Gerard Butler plop?
Butler.
Butler. The Gerard Butler plop of 2023 good?
It's sad because I really want to say yes because I've built my was a good career on liking bad action movies.
It's true.
Unfortunately, the action, at least in those movies that were, considered bad, the action for me was good enough to make them good and entertaining. You cannot say that about Plane. The action was bad, and everything else was bad, and it was just a bad movie. And that makes me sad, but it was.
That it was bad.
Was there any? I have a question now that you've answered it. Was there any point during or even before this pod where you're like, I'm going to say I'm at yes? Were you ever at a yes for this? Like sometimes Rag will come in
Not serious.
and is like
not
on the
seriously.
fence. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent between after seeing the movie to me saying no. I've been trying to think of ways to say yes, and I just can't. I can't come up with a reason to say yes.
I've been
and I just
thinking of
can't.
ways.
I can't do it.
I just can't do
Can't
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
That's just how bad it was.
Damn.
That's wild.
That's fair.
It's sad. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's sad. I mean, if you get
It is sad.
a garbage product, what do you expect? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be a pooper here, but like, it was a garbage product.
This is our first unanimous no
Since.
since Was It Good episode 209,
And what was that on?
The Bubble.
Oh, God, that was
Oh.
a shit movie.
Yeah,
That's
that
one of the
was-
worst.
Yeah.
And then before that was Book of Boba.
Wow.
Wow. So say what you will. Our unanimous no's are truly terrible things.
Yes, that's very true.
So don't go to Rotten Tomatoes. Come to us.
Do you want to see the? Do you want to hear the other unanimous no's we have real quick?
Yeah,
sure.
I do.
Hawkeye season 1 and the finale.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Ted Lasso season 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Morbius trailer. Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
Ted Lasso season 2 episode 4.
Is that the Christmas episode?
I don't.
I would imagine. I feel like it's early
I
enough.
think it was.
I think it's the Christmas one.
Army of the Dead.
Yep, that's a bad one.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 6 specifically.
What that was?
WandaVision episode 3 specifically. Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh God, that was terrible.
Tenet.
Oh, wow.
Well, you guys gave a unanimous no to the
Unanimous
best movie
no.
of that year.
Mulan, the live action Mulan.
Ooh, that was a rough one.
Awful.
Independence Day Resurgence.
That was because of the movie experience. That was just not fun.
The first episode of Twilight Zone season 2, the Jordan Peele version.
Mm.
Space Force season 1.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
God, I didn't
we
even finish that
reviewed some
shit.
bad things in our earlier days. Westworld season 3.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it was so bad we got the show canceled.
Oh, my goodness.
Clone Wars season 7 episode 8. and 7, which is the infamous
Sister
Sisters
arc. Yep. That makes sense.
Game of Thrones season 8, episode 3, The Long Night.
Oh, that was such
Oh,
a good
because it
one.
was so dark.
Yep.
You couldn't,
Couldn't see what's going
shit.
on.
Aquaman. Venom.
The first Venom? Wow, we were just
Oh.
on Venom fans,
Wait,
I guess.
I'm shocked I said no to that.
Pacific
Interesting.
Rim Uprising.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
that
our
was
very
good.
first episode, we all started with a unanimous no, which was Star Trek Discovery, season 1.
There. Yeah.
Boom. Interesting list.
I wonder if we would rewatch any of that content
And then change
our mind. I mean, based on everything you said, nothing stands out something that I would want to rewatch. So, yeah, probably not.
I think
guess.
Tenet, we might, like some of us might change our minds on that one.
I could not be bothered to see that again.
What
That's
if you
so
watched
much
it in
work.
reverse?
I mean, isn't there a way to do that or something?
I mean, you could watch anything in
Ooh.
reverse if you really wanted to.
That's true, actually.
It might not make sense.
You gotta burn the digital copy onto a VHS tape and then just hit rewind. Just rewind it. That is the only way to watch anything in reverse. There's physically no other way to do that.
Love it.
Oh man. But that's gonna do it for us here on Was It Good. As always, you can find us on the internet. Our full episodes are on youtube.com/wasitgood. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at wasitgoodpod. Check out our Twitter, which is run by the computer, at wasitgood. And check our website, wasitgood.info. Our next podcast is going to be on Bad Batch, Season 2, episodes, what did we say, 3, 4, and 5. So stay tuned for that.
Pew pew!